Here we go. Welcome everybody. This is the 1970s class on Wednesday at 12:30 here in the Villages, Florida. And today's song is Summer Breeze. Yeah, I could have used that a couple of days ago. This was written and originally recorded by soft rock duo Seals and Crofts, released in 1972. It reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, and it also became a hit for the Isley Brothers in 1974. So a good song is a good song is a good song. Um, and this one's fairly easy. I'm going to add a few chords, but nothing too bizarre. Um, I am not even going to give you a sheet for presets because I think you can just write in where you want to make your changes because they're one button pushes. Very, very simple. It is a 4-page song. So you're going to have to do a lot of this. Unfortunately, that's just part of this song. Unless you'd want to, make a 4, copy them and then just make all 4 laid out together. The intro is going to be page 277. The last line of the song is also going to be your introduction. And if you just play it twice and then go right into your verses. Go right into your verses. Now, what am I using for background? I am actually using basic folk, which is in your rock and roll for your big E organs, or on the A organs, it's contempo with no variation, and it's folk style. And that's the one that I decided to use, with and without the altar style, with and without the golden harp. So and I'm just using rhythm preset 0 because I like the sound. It's a combination of guitar and flutes with a flute on the bottom. So I really particularly liked that one. However, I also soft and easy guitars. That's the one we used for Stairway to Heaven. That one also works. Guitars 4/4. For those of you that have Sterlings on up or Inspires, Rialtos, you will have guitars 4/4. As a matter of fact, everything down on the E line works for that too, because an Easy 10 and an Easy 4 also has guitars 4/4. It's called Smooth Guitarist. So Smooth Guitarist would work very well, but remember, if you are on an Easy 4 or an Easy 10, you want to turn your guitars 4/4 into a full band. How do you do that? You go to Smooth Guitarist, put your drummer all the way to the top. You're going to come over here to this part of the organ and find your lower sounds, and you want to make sure that your ensemble is on so that you have like a string or an organ sound in that lower to thicken it up. It's already going to have a guitar on, but you want to thicken it up a little bit, maybe with a little bit of a guitar. And then when you have your upper, the guitar is already on. So you want to combine that with a flute. And I think that's going to give you the same thing here. And then put a duet on, and you will have the same thing that we have on this contempo. Soft rock, vintage number 1 also works because it gives you that acoustic guitar for number 1. And don't be afraid to try anything else that would work with this. I am at 84 beats per minute, but I'm actually playing it in cut time, in double time. So every 4 beats is actually 8 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So every measure is only going to get 2 beats on when it goes around. So you got to count it double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you feel it, play it the way you're going to sing it. And that's going to be the best advice I can give you. And then don't worry at all about the counting, because the counting will take care of itself. All right, let's see what we should do first. I'm going to give you the chords first. Page 1, no changes. Yay! There's not a lot of changes here at all. Page 2 or 275, you may put a 7 on the A minor. You may put a 7 on the B minor. Second line, you may put a 7 on that A minor. Now let's go to the third line. The G chord is good for 2 measures. Measure 3, over that whited in half note, put a G sus, a G S-U-S. That's a suspended 4 chord, and that's a hanging chord. Your notes are C chicken, D dinosaur, and G gorilla. And that's for 1 measure. Line 3, the last measure, where that whole rest is, then you're going to go back to a regular G. And you'll be able to hear this change when I play it. Dun, dun. You'll be able to hear it. And it just gives it a little bit of motion where you've got nothing otherwise. And yeah, you can always use also your fill-in or one of these things. Those always work well too. Last line on page 275. You may put a 7 on the A minor. You may put a 7 on the B minor. Okay, let's turn the page. 276, the third page. You may put a 7 on that A minor. 7s are always optional, so don't worry too much about them. Let's go to the second line. Second measure over that whited in half note. G sus. That's your suspended 4 chord again. C chicken, D dinosaur, and G gorilla are your notes. And that's for 1 measure. First ending. Put a G chord over that whole rest. Plain old G, because again, you're going to go from G sus to G. Second ending, put a G chord, plain old G. Next line. I'm looking to see why I didn't put that one as a 7, but I didn't. Okay, I guess because I was just following original sheet music. The E minor, you may put a 7. The A minor, you may put a 7. The E minor, you may put a 7. Next line, A minor, you may put a 7. The next E minor, don't put a 7, just leave it. And I'm not sure why. You probably could. I probably forgot one, so you probably could put one in there too. The A minor, you can put a 7. You know what? We are probably supposed to have it there, so I probably just forgot to write it in. Page 277, the E minor, you can have a 7. The A minor, you can have a 7. And you can just see, this is pop music. The chords, pretty much, each section of the song, you only have 2 or 3 chords, and that's exactly what's happening here. E minor, A minor, E minor, A minor, back and forth, back and forth. Because that's actually like the bridge of the song. Actually, the bridge actually starts when I come home. Second line of page 277, you may put a 7 on the B minor. Third line, you may put a 7 on the A minor. And you may put a 7 on the B minor there too. Now the fourth line is where we're going to change things up. So pay attention. Let's let in Luis. Instead of the F sharp minor, cross that one out and change it to an A major 7. A major 7. It's going to give it a completely different feel from that F sharp minor, which to me sounded terrible. So an A major 7 is G sharp and A right next to each other. Then you're going to cross out the B and the B7 and change it to a plain old A. Technically it's an A6, but it's too hard to get to. It's a 4-fingered chord because you have to play it in root position. So I think just a plain old A works just as well, and it's easier to play. All right, the coda. The first measure of the coda, which is the last measure of line 4, over that whole rest, put a plain old G, gorilla. And then the last line, you're going to put sevens on all four of those chords because it's a fade out. It's just a repeat and fade.
Dawn,
Yeah,
on that last line then, if you're going to use it as an intro, do you do 7 on all 4 of those chords?
sure,
Okay,
sure. Yep,
thanks.
yep. Pop music sometimes does not follow the rules because what I didn't even think about is what key is this song written in?
Is it E? No. A minor?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. A, B, C.
I actually think, well, see, E minor maybe? E minor and E?
What the last measure?
Yeah, the E minor. Yeah, see, this is one of those songs where the verse is actually an E and the chorus is actually an E minor. I think. Or not. Does it really matter? Sometimes it doesn't even really matter. There are several songs that are out there that I really struggle to find the key center. Nor does it really matter because we're starting with this. So that's our introduction. So we don't have to worry about the introduction. All you need to do is do a no chord so you can get that drum beat. So it doesn't really matter.
Do you put the no chord on the intro?
All I did was use a no chord to get the drum beat going, and then you start playing. And then your introduction is actually just that last line played twice. Okay? Now, what's the second thing we need to do?
Oh,
Road map. Yep. Let's figure out where we're going on this. So what I wrote is I wrote intro equals last line of song 2 times. That's so that you're going to start all the way over there. So you know that piece. Now, if you want to, take a photocopy and just take that last line and tape it up here or whatever you need to do so you have it already, you can do that. If you want to.
Dawn,
Yes?
the road map is not that bad here.
It's not. You know why? Because you know the song.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this time when I went, some of them I know, and it's like the road map. I said, "Where am I?"
Hmm?
But this one is not that bad.
Not that bad. When you know the song, it really and truly makes things good. Okay, so you were going to play then the first verse. See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. People write about what they know. A little light is shining through the window lets me know everything's all right. Summer breeze. Wow. I mean, this is a perfect summer song. Makes me feel fine. Blowing through the jasmine in my mind. That means that he's just feeling good and he's just having a great time. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. That's the chorus. Blowing through the jasmine in my mind. All right, now page 276, second line, you have a first ending, right? It's only a measure long and it's a rest, but it's still part of the first ending. So that's where you're going to put your color on those dots. Where's it going back to? The beginning of the song, because now you want to do verse 2. So you put that same color in between the 4/4 and the quarter rest. Now we're going to do verse 2. And we can get a different color if we want. All right. See the paper laying on the sidewalk. A little music from the house next door. He's describing what's going on in the neighborhood. So I walk on up to the doorstep, through the screen, and across the floor. Then we go to the chorus. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. Blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Let's turn the page to 276. Aha! We're going to play the first line, the first 2 measures of line 2. You can put a little 2 there if you want, and jump over the first ending to the second ending. Pretty easy, actually. And then you're going to keep going. Then you've got the little bridge area, Sweet Days of Summer, the Jasmine's in Bloom, which is actually exactly the same as the instrumental at the beginning. July is dressed up and playing her tune. Wow, yeah. When I come home from a hard day's work and you're waiting there, not a care in the world. They're just living the good life. At page 277, 1, 2, 3, line 4, at the end of the second measure, you have 2 thin lines and some instructions. So you want another color, and it says DC al coda. Go back to the beginning of the song for the third verse, and then you're going to look for the 2 coda signs. So we're going back to the beginning. So now the beginning is going to have 2 colors. One for the second verse, one for the third verse. Now we're going to do the third verse. See the smile awaiting in the kitchen, food cooking and the plates for 2. He's talking about good old, normal, everyday life. What a beautiful thing. Feel the arms that reach out to hold me in the evening when the day is through. Summer breeze. Ah, what a nice song. Now we're looking for the 2 coda. So turn the page. Let's get another color. What haven't I used yet? Green. Okay, green. When I get to line 2, second measure, right before the first ending, there it says 2 coda. So it splits off at the same place every time. So we're going to make the 2 coda green, or whatever color you want. And then the coda is down here on the next page. And you just finish the song. Aha, but we're not through yet, because the last line has repeat dots around it. So take another color and make those dots the same color. And that last line you're just going to repeat. And you can repeat it as many times as you want as you're fading out. If you can find your fade out button, you use that. If you don't have that, you can always pull back on your pedal until you get low enough where it works for you to fade out. Okay, so any questions on the roadmap? Pretty cut and dried on this one. There's a lot of going back and forth. That is true.
Dawn,
Yeah.
that last line, then we're using that as the twice at the beginning as the intro,
Yes.
and then we're going to use that then again at the end then, right?
Yes, sir. You've got it.
Okay.
You've got it. Yep. And that's also in the middle of the song. That starts the bridge. So that actually ties, the whole song together is that little blurb. So pretty cool song actually. All right, I'm going to play it, and I want you to listen for added golden harp. What else did I change? Actually, I changed to an altar style at one point.
What are you going to start it on, Dawn? What do you play?
I'm starting it on folk style, which is contempo, no
Okay.
variation. I'm going to start it on rhythm preset 0. On the larger organs, on the A organs, it is rock, basic, folk. Okay? And it's that flute sound is on the bottom, and your guitar flute combination with the duets on top. Those are the only sounds I'm going to use, but you can use as many different presets as you want, actually. Okay, so here we go. Did you notice where the changes were? Yeah, they're pretty obvious changes.
Yeah.
But they're one button push changes too. So
These-
even though I did have them set up on presets, you don't have to. You don't have to because they're not that difficult. I added the golden harp. I started actually on the altar style, and then I flipped to the other one later. It depends on which rhythm you use. You may want to start with the regular and flip to an altar style later. And it just gives your background a little bit of freshness because I'm not changing the sounds. I'm leaving the sounds be real the same. Okay, so the first part of the song, I'm just on folk style, rhythm preset 0. I'm playing the flute on the bottom. I am on altar style. I'm at 84 beats a minute. And just play it the way it feels.
Did you add the flute, Dawn?
No, that's on there.
That is on the, okay, okay.
Yeah, I did not
Right.
do a lot. There's not a lot of changing on this. You pick what's
Yeah.
on here pretty much and
That'd
go.
be nice.
Especially after Stairway to Heaven, didn't we do enough changing on that one?
Oh,
So it's kind of nice to just have a nice song to play in summer and
Yeah.
just this one's light and easy, easy breezy, beautiful summer breeze.
Hey, Don,
Yeah.
you nailed that song. Excellent job.
This one's not that hard, but thank you. But these are songs from my era, so I really love these songs, and
Yeah.
it doesn't take much. You just go to YouTube, you listen to it, and you try to make it sound the same way, and that's what makes this so much fun for me too. Yep. Thank you for the compliment. All right, the first part, you play the intro on the bottom, and then when you go to verse 1, just go to the upper keyboard. So you can just write a U, upper keyboard, first verse. And then, top of the second page, that's where I added the golden harp. Now the golden harp already has a Genius on it. And I'm adding golden harp up and down pattern. And the Genius is already a guitar. Now, if you'd rather have the harp sound, just make sure you turn your Genius or your sound button off, because I've got this. If you want the harp sound, turn the Genius or sound button off.
And you put that where?
I put that at the top of page 275. Summer breeze makes me feel fine. So it's on the chorus where the
Right.
breeze is flowing through, and that's kind of where you want that golden harp to be doing its thing.
did you say up and down pattern?
Up and down. Just up and down. And the Genius should already be on, or your sound, depending on the instrument, and it should already be a guitar. But if you want to change it to whatever else you want, vibes, bells, just a regular golden harp, you can change it to whatever you want. Just remember, then you got to save it to a preset if you're going to do that. Or not, if you're just going to be doing one button pushes, it doesn't matter.
So it sounded great with what you did.
On page 276, at the end of the first ending, where you have the full rest, put minus golden harp. You're just going to turn him off. Just turn him off. Then you're going to go back and play. You're still on upper keyboard. Upper keyboard. Play that whole thing. When you get to the top of 275 for the chorus, put your golden harp back on.
Oh,
See how easy that is? No golden harp? Yes, golden harp. That's page 276, second ending. Again, turn your golden harp off, but here's where I went to the lower keyboard, just so that the bridge would be different.
okay.
So now I'm doing your Sweet Days of Summer again. Okay, right before when I come home, that's where I put on the altar. Actually, on this one, I turned my altar style off because I'm already on it. So to have something different, I turned my altar style off for when I come home. I'm still going to stay on the lower keyboard, or you can go to the upper keyboard if you want. That's, you're making the arrangement, but I'm turning it off. And so this is the difference that I got there. I don't think there's no golden harp there. Let me go to my preset, E5. Okay, I'm going to start on page 276, line 3. Hear the difference? Hear the difference? It just changed up the background a little bit.
Yeah.
So that the when I come home part, which is pretty much the bridge right there, changed up the background just a little bit. So I took it from alter style to no alter style.
Mhm. Okay.
Now, when you get to the DCL coda, line 4, those two thin lines, now I'm staying right where I am and just going to the upper keyboard. So I'm leaving it on the regular, no alter style, and just going to my upper keyboard again, just to give it a little bit of freshness. Then play your third verse. When you get to the top of the second page, put your golden harp on. So every time you play that chorus of Summer Breeze, your golden harp goes on. That's just a one button thing. And every time you get done with your chorus, you turn off your golden harp.
Dawn,
Yes?
I sometimes, excuse me, find the golden harp a little too busy.
Yes.
So I go back in and hit the button that says 1 beat per.
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned that because there's actually some of the backgrounds that I mentioned to you actually come up with 1 beat. You know, golden harp, 1 note per beat. What do I mean by that? Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. If I go to Soft and Easy Guitars, and I think that was one of them. Soft and Easy Guitars. Okay, number 1, which gives you that nice guitar sound. And you get a flute on the bottom. How about that? But I think when you go to... Oops, I want that a little faster, 84. When I go to the golden harp, this is what happens. Hear it? It comes up that way.
Right.
Yeah, it comes up with 1 note per beat. And sometimes that's what you want. Well, how do you get that? How do you even find that? Because you can change it. You go to your More button, or you just get into your golden harp. On the bottom, it should say exit or rate. Sometimes it'll say rate and sounds, depending on which organ you have. So if you touch the rate at the bottom, let's stay on up and down, it now says 1 per beat, normal, or double time. Ooh, so you can make it as busy as you want. So in this one, it came up 1 per beat. I can go to normal. I could go to double time. Yeah. So you get to choose that. And yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, Janice, because I was going to talk about that. That's excellent. So yes, you can change the rate of how fast your golden harp is going. You can also change the volume of your golden harp. Do you know how to do that? Sometimes you've got a sound on that might be overpowering everything. Usually the golden harp itself is not going to overpower. But when you've got a different sound, sometimes that sound gets to be too loud for your melody. So what you do is you go into your features. And features, the very first thing on page 1 is called levels. So you touch levels, and the first page says orc and solo. All right, which means it's going to be all of these over here. Those are your levels. I am going to go to the next page. Oops, go back. Scroll to the next page. Oh, you got to touch the section. Touch the section, turn it blue, which means touch orc and solo, turn it blue. Scroll to the next page. Now it says upper. Upper is your upper tabs. You can change all those upper things as far as volumes. I'll scroll again. Lower. You can put your volumes for your lower tabs all separated over here, or others. So we want others, because others would be drums. Yeah, you can set your drums up over here too. Pedal Genius and Golden Harp is the very last one. So right now it is at 100. If it gets too loud for you, you just turn it blue and scroll it down. So it's going to be softer. So you can turn it to wherever you want. So you are in complete control. Just remember that when you change something, it's not going to stay that way unless you save it into a preset. But you are in control of all of that. So if you've got volume problems, is Craig on today? Craig Curtis? Yes. Craig, I have not had a chance to answer your question, but I know you had a question on volumes as well.
Right.
And so I will get to you this afternoon and send you an email on that.
Whenever you can.
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Because, yeah, we start hearing things and we go, wait a minute, I just spent thousands of dollars on this fabulous organ and it's not doing what I wanted to do. What am I doing wrong? Well, you have good ears if you're doing that, because now you're hearing things the way you want to hear them. And yes, you can adjust pretty much anything you want in the instrument. For the most part, rhythm preset or vintage is going to balance everything for you, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for every song that you want to use it for. So, you know, that's when we got to go in and start rebalancing our own things. Yep. So I'll email you that after class. Okay. All right. We have not done fingering yet, but any questions about what we've done so far?
I like this song.
Dawn,
Yes.
how did you get into that program to change it? What was your first change?
Okay. When I did levels for Golden Harp, or when I did the rate?
The level for Golden Harp.
The level. If it's too loud or too soft, what you do is you go into your feature clear button. Okay?
Clear button, okay.
Feature clear. Your very first page and your very first one should say levels balance.
Okay,
And that's the one you touch.
I can
Touch
take it
it,
from there.
And
Thank
then you touch the section and just scroll until it says others, and your Golden Harp will be there.
Thank you.
So yeah, there's a lot of things that your organ has, and if I can help you with any of these, and I learn from you guys as well. So, you know, continue to explore and push buttons, because you can't hurt it. Can't hurt it. You might think you're hurting it. You might think you're making a terrible recipe, but guess what? You can always hit reset, start over, do it again. Yeah, this is just one of those really nice summer songs. I've always liked this song. It's pretty. Yep. All right, how are we doing on time? Oh, we got lots of time yet. Okay. Don't be afraid to try things. Like I said, if you want to try soft rock at 84. And remember, I'm not playing it at 84. I'm playing it in double time.
Oh. Explain that again. What you done?
Well, okay. Soft rock is it's counting 1, 2, 3, 4. That's real time. That's real time. That's not how you would sing it. You would sing it faster than that. So you're using your rhythm as a guide, and then you're playing it the way you would sing it. So you're counting it double. Instead
So
of
where do you put your tempo?
1, 2, 3, 4, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 and 3 are going to be your downbeats.
Okay. So what do you
Okay.
put your tempo in?
Where do I do what?
Where do
Tempo
you
is
put-
84. Tempo is 84.
Okay.
Okay.
Why couldn't you make that tempo faster then?
Okay, let's try that. I was wondering if somebody was going to ask me that. Let's go up to 168, which would be double. I was wondering if somebody's going to ask me that.
It's me.
Yep, well, it makes sense.
Troublemaker.
So I just doubled it. Now it's 168.
Yeah.
I think if I play it, it's going to sound too aggressive and like the breeze is becoming a hurricane.
Yeah, it's a little fast.
Yeah, it's the same speed. I'm playing it at the same speed, but the background is sounding like the wind is really blowing hard. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not a breeze anymore. So if I cut it back to 84 and then just play it at 168, you just have to count it different. You just count each one twice, and it makes a little bit more sense. Now it's
If
going to
it-
feel more like a summer breeze, like just a real light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this. Actually, I don't like the strings in there. I like the guitar, but I think I would put the flute up there too. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. I would change my volume levels a little bit.
Should the time signature be the cut time signature to tip you off to this?
Yeah, you could. You could. Yeah, but it's easy play, so. Yeah, you could put it in cut time. You just always, always, the best advice I can give you from now till the end of eternity, play it the way you sing it. Play it the way it feels. And if your background is fighting with you, then it's not your fault. It's his fault. So then you got to change it and find something else. Change it and find something else. And get creative. Say, you know what? I like Dawn's suggestion, but I want to try something different. I'm going to freeze the tempo. Let's try Hawaiian. Maybe Hawaiian would sound kind of cool. You know, just try different things. Whoop, that's not what I wanted. Let's just try some different things. Let's see what it does.
What would you pick for Hawaiian?
May not sound right. Yeah,
No.
doesn't do anything for me. Yep.
No, we don't like that one.
No, me either. Let's try pop ballad. Actually, that background works well. I like it.
Yeah.
That's pop ballad. And
Oh.
those of you that have your pianist and guitarist backgrounds, try some of those, because sometimes the lighter, or those of you that have a grand marquee, you have some brand new things called light styles. Light styles. Try them. Try them, because I think you'll find that sometimes less is more. You're not looking at hurricane winds. You're looking at summer breeze through some jasmine. Yeah.
Dawn, originally you said contempo folk style
Correct.
with altar and without what? Without what? You said without something.
With and without altar style, and with and without golden harp, because I'm
Golden.
turning each one of those on and off at different parts
Right.
of the song.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, those are the only two things that I'm really using today Those are the only two elements I'm really using today to change my presets, is just using alter style with and without, golden harp with and without, up and down.
That
Upper
sounded,
keyboard, lower keyboard. So we're keeping that really simple. Sometimes it doesn't have to be major changes. Sometimes less is better.
mhm.
Yep.
I like
Dawn,
that.
did you have a couple of cymbal crashes in there?
I may have, and that would have just been a touch bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do those on, I don't consciously, I just put them in. Sometimes I don't even know where I put them in, but you kind of get a feel for it needs something. So you try doing your touch bar, try putting in a fill in, try doing one of these. Those are fun. You've got a little bit of space here, even though we're playing it in double time. We do have some extra areas where we have long notes and long rests. So you have some time to try some of these other things that you have, fill-ins, virtuosos. Yeah. Easy song, fun song. Just a fun song.
Beautiful song.
And just use a couple of the things. Just use your golden harp and your alter style to give it a little bit of a change. I do have fingering for you. Next week we will do, I think it's Superstition. Yeah, Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder. Okay. Page 278. We'll get kind of funky.
Ooh, you got Sweet Home Alabama after that. Ooh.
Yeah, we got some good songs coming up. That's why this is such a nice book.
Great book.
Okay, so for those of you who don't need fingering, thank you so much for coming today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me 5028@fletchermusic.com. Let me know what's on your mind, and I'll answer any and all emails when I get around to it. I do answer them.
We are doing Superstition?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we are doing Superstition. Was it your class we did it in? We did it in one class already, I think in the store.
Yeah.
Was it your class, Sue?
I think so.
Yeah, I think we
I
did
think
it
we
once
did
already.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, we did.
Yeah,
Yes, we did.
on the
I thought it was
instrument.
by Elvis Presley and it wasn't. It was Stevie
Oh!
Wonder. I practiced the Elvis Presley one.
Oh, that's a different song.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a whole different song. All right, fingering, let's go. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn.
A3, B4, 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 B4.
Oh my goodness.
All the way across. The last A in that line is a 3. All the A's are 3s. Second line, second measure, B4, A3, A3, B4, G sharp 2, G1. Third line, G sharp 2, B4, 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 B4. Up, change this note. The last B in the line over do, window, change it to an A.
Oh,
Make it a 3. Not a big change, but you know, that's the way I hear it. Fourth line, make all those A's 3s. B4, A3, A3, B4. G2, G sharp 3. Top of the second page, the chorus. E3, E3, E3. D2, E3, F sharp 4, D2. At the end of that held D in line 2, put a check mark, reposition your hand. B3, A2, G1, G1. B3, A2, G1, G1. B3, A2, B3, A2, G1. And one of the times I played it, instead of the B at the beginning, I went up to a high G.
Yeah, I thought so.
Uh-huh. So you can just put a high G up there if you want.
and not do the B.
Bye.
And not do the B, correct. Yeah. But you don't have to do it every time. Just do it like maybe once.
You wouldn't do them together, no.
You could.
Was that high C?
B,
No.
no, G. It's a G, gorilla. On the
Could you
first
play-
space above the staff.
Could you play them both?
Yeah, you could.
When it didn't,
Because remember, they're
yeah,
doing a duet.
right.
What measure were you on when you changed?
All I'm doing is going up to a high G for the word mind in line
That's where you,
3.
that's how you sing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But you don't have to do it every time. I think I just did it once.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the fourth line. E3, E3, E3. D2, E3, F sharp 4, D2. All right, let's turn the page. Pretty easy song, actually. B3, A2, G1, G1, B3, A2, G1, G1. B3, A2, B3, A2, G1. All right, let's go to the Sweet Days of Summer, line 3. E1, G2, D5, B3. A2, G1, F sharp 3, circle it. That is a crossover. E2, D1, E2. At the end of that held E on the fourth line, put a check mark in the rest. E1, G2, D5, B3. A2, G1. F sharp 3, circle it. That is a crossover. E2, D1, E2. D1, E2, G3, A4. Check mark. Second line, B1, D2, E3. Okay, this F should have a sharp in front of it. It is not an F natural, it is an F sharp. So put a hashtag sign in front of the F and make it a 4. E3, D2, D2. B1, D2, D2, E3, 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 F sharp 4. D2, B1, E3. D sharp 2, B1, C sharp 2. And then your intro and ending, E1, G2, D5, B3. A2, G1, F sharp 3 with a circle, E2, D1, and E2. Fun song to play, just a nice song. Yeah. Any questions?
Could you play it one more time?
I can.
Okay.
I can. With pleasure. By the way, those of you that are in the villages, happy 4th of July to everybody. And we are, next Monday is the 4th of July. We will have class. So for those of you that also attend the 2 o'clock Zoom class, I will be having the 2 o'clock Zoom class. For those of you in the villages, we're doing a 10 o'clock in-store patriotic concert. And we're going to have, and Linda doesn't know this yet, and I think she probably said goodbye, she's going to be baking some her cinnamon coffee cake. She doesn't know that yet. And Barbie's going to be baking her fabulous blueberry muffins. And she does know that already. So 10 o'clock, patriotic, non-political, all-American concert.
Awesome. Beautiful,
Pretty song. It's just a real pretty song.
beautiful. Dawn, at the end of, oh, I forgot where it was now. You added a couple of notes in there.
I just did a couple of,
Yeah,
yeah,
that,
I do that a lot. It's like a double grace note almost, because a grace
Yeah.
note is when you slide off, but I'm using the two notes underneath it and doing a brip
where did you do that? You did that on, at the.
a lot.
I know, yeah, but you did it specifically. Did you do it on page 2 at the end of line 3? No,
End of line 3?
yeah, no,
Nope.
No.
No. I do that usually at the beginning of a phrase.
okay. Yeah, all right. I know I heard it somewhere. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
But you heard it. But you
I
heard
did.
it, and that's the most important thing. So you heard it. So that means your ears are working very well.
That means I
Yeah.
can,
A good thing.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You guys are awesome. Thank you
You're
so
up.
much.
Thank
So with
you
the-
very much.
Don, is that like playing like a B flat B and then a C? I mean, a A? No, yeah, C.
Well, yeah, if you're going to go from yeah, to a C, it would be B flat, B, C. If I'm doing it up to
Yeah.
the E for Summer Breeze, I'm doing a D, E flat, E.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or if I'm going to the D for Makes, it would be C, D flat, D.
okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just
Got
doing a little, it's like a little finger roll. And I don't do it all the time, but
Yeah.
it's like a grace note, it's just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You guys are listening so well. Wow.
Don,
Yeah.
I have a question. When I play, sometimes I'll play on the upper keyboard and then I'll switch to the lower keyboard.
Mhm.
And the whole range of notes changes. It goes like a half a note down or something. So comes out unharmonious is what I'm saying.
Yes, it happens. That's a glitch. That's just a glitch. When that happens to you, if you're playing for a concert, just put your hand on the top keyboard and don't go to the lower keyboard. It's happened to me several times.
Hello.
Yeah, what happens is it's just a glitch,
You just getting
and
in or you just getting up?
you just have to do a hard reset when you're done. But make sure you save everything first so you don't lose it. If you've been saving things, make sure you put it on your stick so that you don't lose it before you do the hard reset, because that's what it needs. Not one of these resets, but the 5-finger hard reset or the reset in the window. And
And
that'll
that will set whatever the key is,
yeah, that'll take care of that glitch. Yeah, it's happened to me before.
no matter the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It'll take care. It'll take this whole part right here, and all of a sudden you're like down. It's like off key.
Right.
It's a glitch. It happens. Yep. That's just technical glitch, and you just reset everything, and it'll be okay.
So a hard reset. Okay, thank
Yep.
you.
You're welcome.
So, thank you, Dawn.
A good afternoon.
Thank you. You guys too. Stay cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Yes.
everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.